Hello and welcome back to Horrific Horror Review. I'm Jim King,
I'm Eric Bonifield.
and today we're going to talk psychos. Psycho and American Psycho.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So,
psychos.
talk Psycho first. Alfred Hitchcock classic.
Hitchcock.
An
So
amazing
you
movie.
really like Psycho, huh?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
You said you've watched it like a million times.
I really have.
Have you?
I have.
Yeah, see, I don't love Psycho like that.
I do.
Why do you love Psycho?
You know, the music, lots of firsts for me.
Great music, right?
Great music. Great. And scary. First split personality I'd ever seen, I think. First cross-dresser. The whole thing was nuts to me when I saw it. I was pretty young. It came out in 1960, but my parents were big into like Twilight Zone and Outer Limits and stuff, and it was after, you can't find reruns of those when you're a kid. You start watching the Hitchcock stuff.
Okay.
And that's what turned me on to it. And it was
This was
pretty
in the
trippy.
80s.
Yeah,
Right.
80s, early 80s.
Okay.
And later on as an adult, I got to dissect it more, like it starts out in Phoenix, Arizona, which is pretty crazy. They show the skyline in downtown and it looks nothing like it does now.
Small.
Yeah, small, and it almost looks small town even. Like there's
Tiny
like
little-
two-story buildings,
it was.
brick. It was
Phoenix?
still always spread out, so
Yeah.
it's hard to, if you mashed up this city, you'd see the 1.6 million fucking people that live here, but it's
real
sprawled
spread
out,
out.
so it's not so obvious until
Yeah.
you're on a freeway. But
So
anyway, yeah, I like the fact that she was grabbing that money, because I think a lot of people
She
would
took
be
a chance.
tested with that, back then nobody carried around $40,000, let alone hand it over to a secretary to take to the bank on a Friday.
She took a shot.
She did, and even her boss even saw her driving out of town, and he did the head scratch. I wonder where she's going.
What?
And it was,
Tense.
and so the movie's about she's dating this guy that lives in I think it's Fairbanks, something like that, California, Fairvale, and he's in debt, paying alimony, has this hardware store, doesn't think he's worthy of her, and she's meeting him in seedy motels in Phoenix when he's in town. So,
And she works for what? What is it?
it's like a brokerage firm or something, like a real estate
Something to do
place.
with money.
Like he's putting over the money to get the deed to a house from them.
Okay.
So it's like a
And
real
it's 40
estate.
grand?
It's 40 grand cash.
And this is 1960 something.
This is 1960 when the movie came
So
out.
40 grand
And
is a lot of fucking
He's
money.
this rich dude is buying his daughter her first house because she's getting married.
Okay.
And even the guy who works there, the manager guy's like, "Oh, this is totally unorthodox. Come back on Monday with a cashier's check. I don't even want this in my safe." Like he didn't want that kind
So,
of, like he recognized the cheese for the mouse right then and
this is not a situation that's going to come to her again.
Never.
It's not
Never.
like this kind of money passes through this place ever.
Nope.
So she's like, it's extra tempting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably insured, so probably in the
So
back of her mind
she's like, it's a
somewhere,
victimless crime.
maybe. And her and this guy can go start their new life.
Right.
Which, by the way, I just found out today the guy's name was Sam Loomis,
Dr. Loomis.
which I thought was awesome.
Halloween.
Halloween reference. So she dips out with the money and she's headed to California.
Bumps into her boss on the way out of town,
Totally.
which was like that. Okay,
Her
that
shocked
scene
face and his
that sets the tone for the
look.
rest of the movie because it's tension. It's all
It's
about
tension from then on.
The
for,
whole
for
movie.
her anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
tension.
Yeah. So she
Tension,
gets driving
tension.
to California and falls asleep. And one of my favorite scenes is when the cop wakes her up.
Oh right.
And he's like, he can
panics.
tell that she's just got a bad fucking vibe. Like, he
Mhm.
doesn't know what it is,
Mhm.
but she just reeks nervous,
Right.
And she gets out of it, and he follows her into the next town where she decides to buy a new car to get out of all of this, but have a new look, a new car, everything. So she trades in her car and pays cash money,
Right.
which the guy thinks is really odd when he's talking to the cop
She's
after
just
she
leaving
leaves.
a trail of herself
Right?
right to this place. You
And
know?
now she's just like euphoric. It's got like that Vertigo music going.
Mhm.
And she's driving in the rain.
She's getting
and
tired.
She's got to stop. And she's off the beaten path,
Mhm.
which is where this motel is, Bates Motel, because they built a highway somewhere else. And now all the hotels are on that road instead of the road.
So the Bates Motel is a fairly vacant facility.
Very much so.
Okay.
With a young, dashing lad, Norman Bates, running the place.
Anthony Perkins.
27 years old.
Strange little dude.
Which we'll get into later, but also American Psycho playing a 27-year-old.
Yeah, that's what you said the other day.
Which I just found interesting as we're
trying
to find correlations.
They are. The more you talk about it, the weirder it is. It's clearly like a nod to American Psycho is clearly a nod to Psycho. And I just had never thought about it.
It's got a very Hitchcock vibe to it, for sure, to me.
Yeah, and there's just lots of little things, that kind of pepper it. It's interesting. But yeah, Anthony Perkins is where shit like kicks off. That's the whole show.
He is so weird, and he's so passive and sweet at the start. And if you've seen it more than once, you already know what's underneath. The underlying of that guy.
At first, you really kind of feel kind of bad for him.
He's lonely. His mom's yelling at him real bad.
Eventually, though, you get to the point where you want to drag this kid out of the parking lot and beat the shit out of him because he's a creepy little fuck.
The taxidermy, the split personality,
the hole in the wall.
Right.
I'm putting her in room number 1.
Right. So... Yeah. And how he's inherited this is his mother married another guy. And he...
Talked her into it.
Yes, talked her into building this hotel and moving out there with the kids. So the local story is that she found out that the guy was married, poisoned him, and then committed suicide.
Boom. That's the story.
That's the city's sheriff's official story.
Is that what happened?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
I believe little Norman got mad, found them in bed, had that weird mommy issue thing going, and poisoned them both.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
and then dug her body up and brought it back home.
Murdered them, for sure.
Taxidermied his mother, like all the other animals he'd already done.
Mm-hmm.
And now has a really weird relationship with her, because... he does portray a person shocked by the events of what his mother's doing.
It's a true split person. It's like
it's genuine.
Multiple personality disorder.
And he's cracked. He's so cracked.
He's like,
when he's arguing with her.
Okay. The first time Anthony Perkins yells, "Mother!" Like, what did you do? What the fuck? It's pretty believable.
It's very believable. And he seems
like,
to
damn,
really...
this dude's crazy mother just fucking killed that bitch.
Yeah, which was one of the greatest scenes of all time to me.
The shower scene?
It is.
You gotta talk about the shower scene.
Levels. It's
you never see the knife puncture flesh.
No, never.
At one single point.
You see when the curtain opens, there's what appears to be Mother.
You see
holding that knife directly at her.
Flashes of flesh and
it's more like slashing.
And you don't ever see the knife penetrate the meat. Ever.
Never.
Ever.
You know what's happening? It's a very hectic scene. The music is over the top amazing.
It's the classic.
Classic.
Psycho music.
There's a lot of firsts in that, too.
Music, even?
Right before she gets in that shower, she rips up some paper and throws it in the toilet and flushes it. It is the first time in cinematic film that a toilet is shown and flushed.
Really?
It was a big deal. He was supposed to cut it out, and he was like, "That's fucking ridiculous."
That's so funny.
It was
back in the day,
back in the late 50s.
Keep your foot on the ground.
It was in poor taste.
Yeah.
So
back when America was classy.
Exactly.
We'll call it classy.
When we had morals, but
some people call it stuffy.
I just call it representatives.
A little bit of both. But
so yeah, great scene.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Screaming when she slides down the wall. Her eyes are still open. Her eyes remain open all the way through
the shot. Okay, the cut to the drain.
Yeah, oh yeah, with the blood running down. Even though it's a black and white movie, which by the way, the Blu-ray black and white version of this is well worth the money. It is amazing.
Yeah,
it's a remastered piece of beauty.
It is.
So the blood going down the drain was.
It was Hershey's syrup. It was chocolate syrup. Yep. And what else? Oh, the sound of the stabbing. It was melons. It was actually Hitchcock stabbing melons. And they tried different melons: watermelons, casabas, honeydew, cantaloupe, and I think it's cantaloupe. I think that's what
it's got that fleshy outside.
It's something. It had a good sense. There's good sound, and Hitchcock was one of them. It was honeydew or cantaloupe. I can't remember. But yeah, it was. They did a lot of fun stuff.
Let's talk about the set. Another one of
my
favorites. That fucking house, man. It is so awesome.
It's like the classic.
Well, actually, we have to hit on part of what makes the movie, though, right? He sticks that girl's body in the trunk, and he throws away the money.
He didn't know about the money, did he?
He did not. It was wrapped up in newspaper.
That's right. It was in the garage. He threw it in with her shit.
Threw it in the trunk with the rest of her shit and sank that car. And I watched it again with a little closer eye.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a lake. Like if somebody would have put me on a quiz show, he put it in a lake.
Yeah.
It looks like a tar pit. And I don't know if it's supposed to be because it's California or what.
It always
at one point it stops and he looks totally nervous and he's looking around and he's like, "Oh fuck, this car's still half sticking out of this shit." And then it booms and drops the rest of the way and he makes a smile and walks away. And you almost feel like he's cleaned up after Mother before.
Yes.
None of it seems shocking.
Don't they find
it's shocking
other
that
cars?
It happened. Right?
Don't they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting a feel for it. Though,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, you do find out that it's not his first rodeo at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He. I don't. Okay. The scene of Psycho from Psycho that always bothered me, stuck with me.
Okay.
Was when because. Okay.
The private dick.
A girl might be able to go missing, but $40,000 isn't going to go missing without somebody coming to look for it.
Right.
And that's what... If it was just her, he probably would have gotten away with it.
For sure.
But it was that fucking money, man, and somebody came fucking looking. And when that detective comes to the house...
It was
the private
Arbogast.
Arbogast.
Yeah.
The private dick...
He walks into the house uninvited.
Oh, man.
Unannounced.
So when he walks up those steps...
One of my favorite scenes.
And the fucking mother comes out. Just, dude, like the T-1000. Like stomping out of her room with the fucking big-ass kitchen knife. And just... It was the weirdest... It was like she stabbed down against his face.
Right, because he had a bloody face as he's falling backwards.
It was like she came down like she was going to stab him in the head and came down across his face.
Right.
And in the weirdest shot of him falling down the stairs.
Still impresses me to this day.
Right?
He's falling backwards in the air.
Down the stairs.
But everything's like frozen for a moment. Like there's a slow-mo moment. And you're like...
So weird.
Where are the cables? Who the fuck's holding this guy? Did they really push him down those goddamn stairs?
Don't know how they shot that.
Yeah, but amazing.
Really weird looking shot. Work. Yeah, that was back when it wasn't just a computer.
Yeah,
it was. They had to figure out some
there's
wild
cables
way
and ropes and sandbags and 14 guys on some kind of fulcrum point.
Well, there's a similar shot in is it The Omen with Gregory Peck and Satan's Baby?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, the scene where his adopted mother is hanging on the banister, and he's kind of like looking at her
when he's deciding whether or not he's going to ride that little big wheel past her.
And she falls.
She was like watering plants or something stupid.
It's a really weird looking shot. When she
breaks
falls.
through that. Yeah, it's a great shot. It's almost as if the camera spins.
She's vertical. She's standing up. And it's a fake floor behind her that they push towards her.
Beautiful.
That's why it looks so bizarre. That's
why it looks great, though.
And in Psycho, it almost looks like they did something weird like that.
Maybe.
It's got a real weird... I don't know what it was.
And it's so quick. You'd have to pause it and really dissect
quick.
it. But yeah, it's a great fucking scene.
It's so off. It's like, that's not normal.
Right. And then Norman having to fight with his mom about it. It's like a girl came and a guy came because of her. A guy came and now someone else is going to come. You have to get in the fruit cellar.
Right.
So what are you trying to call me a fruit? You're a fruit.
That's right.
Battling with her and himself.
How it ends
so weird.
Is scary as fuck. He's terrifying in that fruit cell.
He is.
When you see him dressed as his mother with the wig and the dress, and he's so skinny.
Yeah.
And kind of like atrophied looking.
He is. And he looks very gray. And again, the black and white movie really complimented that.
He would have been a good Joker at the time.
Right.
Because he's got this grin.
Creepy.
And this skeletal face. It was like, wow, that dude he's crazy. He is crazy.
Right.
You know, like, you buy it. That dude's nuts.
For sure.
And it ends, you know, with, there's that classic Psycho ending with Norman sitting and his mother talking.
Yep.
You know, he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yep.
What did you think of the remake?
Is it talking about the Vince Vaughn one?
Yeah. It was a shot-for-shot remake of Psycho. Why?
I don't know.
Why would you do it?
I didn't watch it.
Shot for shot for shot for shot, dude. Same framing and everything. There's one thing.
Who was the girl? Do you remember?
You ready? Anne Heche.
Okay. And Vince Vaughn. I knew there was a reason I
played. Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
I just heard from the Peanut Gallery.
Yes.
Something that I totally forgot, that Viggo Mortensen plays Sam Loomis in the remake.
Really?
Yeah,
Viggo.
I totally... And he's all country. You know, he's like super cowboy the way Viggo Mortensen does, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
I love that guy. He's really versatile. I like him.
I love Viggo Mortensen. I think he's gone underutilized by Hollywood.
Yeah.
We've missed his prime.
He just got chewed up in Lord of the Rings. But
he was already getting old.
Totally.
You know, when
you seen The Road?
I love The Road.
I love that.
I love
History of Violence was really good.
History of Violence is a great movie. He's done a lot.
So anyway, you're an advocate of the remake?
No, not at all. I think it's a pile of shit.
Okay.
I'm just
pile of shit.
I mean, it's shocking. Like, who would remake Psycho? If you're gonna remake Psycho, like, I don't know. You'd have to get really weird with it, I guess.
Right.
I wouldn't even. Why? Like, for one, why?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece in itself.
Two, you don't fuck with a masterpiece, right? You don't repaint Mona Lisa. You don't re-sculpt David. Just because I'm remaking David. Who the fuck? If some artist came out and was like, yeah, I'm doing David. Just, you know.
I'm going to go ahead and remake
bicep for bicep.
The Punisher again.
Like, why? What the fuck? Why? Well, I think it's just because they know it'll make money. People will go to see it.
Exactly.
People will go to see Psycho. I was like, I gotta go see it.
And there's a lot of people that like reboots when it's their generation's version of, you know,
I didn't even, when it was my generation's shit, because I would say that would be my generation's group of filmmakers. It was Van Zandt, I think, did it. And it was just like, you know, I wasn't proud of it at all. You know, it was like, man, I wish my generation wasn't, you know, the ones who put this out.
I remember like the VHS box cover. It was
I don't.
It was a cool looking smear of blood, like behind a shower curtain with a knife.
Oh, I do.
It was kind of sweet looking, but it was just Psycho. I hold dear to my heart. You know, I have no need to see a remake of. I certainly don't need to see Vince Vaughn doing it. I love Vince Vaughn, but not that. He's fucking hilarious. So I don't need to see him trying to be serious.
When it comes to Vince Vaughn, Swingers,
okay,
and that's kind of where I stop.
Dude, Dodgeball's awesome. I can watch Dodgeball at any given moment. It's a feel-good movie for me.
Dodgeball's fun.
Swingers is good. Wedding Crashers is fun.
Dodgeball is fun to me, though, not because of Vince Vaughn, though, because of
everybody.
What's his name?
You love Steve the Pirate, admit it.
Yeah, but it's the Cobra, the fucking Stiller in that movie.
Ben Stiller.
Holy shit, Ben Stiller in
that fucking
Dodgeball.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Oh my god!
I fucking love that shit.
So
he hops on a moped with a giant black man. It's just, I love that movie. I can watch, and it has Marsha, and she gets hit in the face with a ball too. I mean, it's
Ben Stiller's wife.
Pretty awesomeness.
Does she get hit in the face with a ball?
Yeah, just like on the episode, man.
I need to rewatch that movie.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I do.
And it has Steve the Pirate. And
I
the
love
old
that
guy,
guy.
the Patches whatever guy.
Oh,
He was
Rip Torn.
Zed from Beastmaster.
Rip Torn
Fucking
was
motherfuckers
Zed.
love that
Beastmaster.
guy.
That was the first thing.
Right.
Is that him? Okay.
And it has the spoon thrower from fucking Mystery Man.
The Blue Rasha.
Yeah, and the guy who does all the fucking Simpsons
The Force.
voices.
Ting, ting, chang, ting, ting.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Love that fucking.
Hank Azaria.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Took me a second.
So what about Psycho?
American Psycho?
Is that all you got on that?
Oh, about American Psycho? You know,
I love that house, by the way. That set. We started talking about
I did.
that.
I loved... Here's what I liked about the set. Was the antique Victorian creepy monsters look of the house compared to the modern
strip motel looking piece of shit.
Cookie cutter, straight cheap thrown together drywall box
and
of
that
the
fake
motel.
paneling on the outside to make it look like a cabin, even though they're not cabins.
It was real cheap looking and real, but clean looking. Clean.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a dump.
It gets that way when you kill people in there. It's pretty clean.
You got it.
Like he even laughs and says, "I don't even know why I bothered changing the sheets. Just had it."
Right.
That house is cool, and I've seen like behind the scenes pictures of that. Where
of
like
the house,
yeah, where it's at the Universal lot, and nothing else there. Nothing behind it. Complete like didn't even have the back end of the house. It's all just the facade, you know,
right?
Like the old Western town movies,
right?
But so fucking cool.
Anthony Perkins is in a movie. It's one of my favorite movies. It's called The Black Hole. Have you seen this movie?
Do you mean the Disney The Black
Hole?
The
Disney's The Black Hole. From like 1980.
The greatest Star Wars knockoff ever, I was hoping for.
So good.
Such a piece of shit, that movie.
It's terrible.
It was terrible. I liked
that
the robots.
Whoa, dude.
The badass fucking red one, whatever.
The red ones were the
soldier looking.
The black one was like the Vader.
And there was that like floating piece of shit that was like the R2-D2.
Oh,
like it had a broken antenna and a fucked up leg or something.
They made a lot of mistakes with that movie.
They sold it so
about
huge.
Remaking it.
I would love it if they remade it.
I think they should.
It
deserves a remake.
It had some great special effects. I still have like remember bubblegum like trading cards?
Yes.
I have Black Hole trading cards.
There are some really beautiful shots of the ships.
The ships and the black hole.
And the black hole.
Really cool. And
there's
glass,
a lot of
like parts of that ship was glass when they were walking in the hallways and you could look out at space and
shit.
It
was all open framework and glass and
it was cool.
Huge.
It was just a turd though.
There were amazing things about that movie, like the cast and the ships and some of the special effects. And then there were really bad things about that movie, like the
script,
the robots, the script, some of the shit they say to each other is pretty funny.
Yeah, it didn't have a Disney feel to it at all. It was one of those weird.
It didn't to you?
Movies. No, it didn't feel Disney at all.
It did a little bit, but it's that robot. It's the two goofy robots.
I guess.
They were the R2-D2 ripoffs, clearly, because they have that same shape.
Trash can.
The trash can shape. But these guys float instead of they're on
they stepped it up a level.
Yeah, but
but broken pieces of shit.
Yeah, their eyes looked bad. That's what killed it for me, was their eyes. They had these cartoon big white pupils with black, or big whites to their eyes, and these little black pupils that would move around.
Like googly eyes.
Yeah, like they look. It looked like fucking Google eyes, dude. Like, who thought that was a good fucking idea?
I don't know.
If they would have just changed the face, just change the fucking eyes, man, it would have been an acceptable. But it was like, holy fuck! And I think that's the Disney. American Psycho. We should talk about.
All right. Patrick Bateman.
How do you feel about that movie?
American Psycho?
Yeah.
I struggled with it for a long time, to be honest with you.
I still do.
I didn't see it as the instant awesome classic that everybody else did.
I still don't.
Right off the get.
Might be too slick.
It's polished, that's for sure. I appreciate lots of little things about it. I love his love of music. I love when he goes into those rants about,
when he starts talking about Phil Collins
in the air tonight and shit. It's it hit home because I'm that era. You know,
Okay.
that was my music anyway, and
It was all top 40. This is what
radio ready.
It was very
shit.
much like a sociopath, like reaching, like, this is what humans listen to.
Right?
You know, like,
it was as
I
sterile
listen
as
to it
everything
too.
else about him. His wardrobe, his demeanor, it was all fake bullshit.
Did he really love that music? No, I don't think so.
Probably not. It was.
I think if there had been anything else in the top 40 that week, that's what he would be listening to and finding meaning in.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
Like,
but,
I think
but he
it
went
was,
through it, though. You know, he explains how different levels of different albums and how much they came into their groove, and this one's.
I think a nut like that could do that with anything.
Probably.
You know?
He sold it well. Everything. He sold well.
Everything.
That was a really weird movie.
Do you remember what he did for a living? Like, what was that firm that he worked at?
Wall Street.
And it was stocks and bonds
was Wall
and
Street.
shit
That's
like
all
that.
they really ever referred to.
You never
it
really
as.
say what they never really get into
working.
what he does, do they?
When they were at work, he said that he worked on Wall Street. He mentions that several times. He does have that office and the secretary and things. They talk about accounts getting bounced back and forth between dudes, and he does actually go to a meeting, where he gets wrongly identified, which is hilarious through it. But
very Charlie.
one of the greatest scenes of that movie, I think, is the business cards.
Cracking a soda.
When they lay them down. And
and they're all comparing their business cards.
The font.
And to the
uneducated
eye, they all look the fucking same.
But
they're all white cards.
That's where it hits home for me, because they don't. I love card stock and shit. So, you could see when somebody put some fucking minutes into it. It was cool.
And when Bateman busts his out, check this out.
He's like, new card,
they all go,
right.
And they're like, what color is that? I love it. He goes, bone.
Right. What else was great about that movie? They even talk about a watermark. I love that.
When what's his name? Jared Leto busts out his card. It trumps his card.
It trumps everybody, and
he starts sweating because someone just
he's pissed. He's fucking pissed.
Oh God. It's even got a watermark.
And he drops it. Yeah, he's shaking.
With his trembling
They're like,
hand.
what's wrong with you? Go fuck yourself.
And it was, you know what? It was all about the decadence of the rich 80s. Tons of coke, lots of pill popping.
About the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about getting to that right restaurant. They go through fucking Dorsia so many times trying to get in that restaurant.
The restaurant talk in this movie is fucking
over
hilarious.
The fucking top. Yeah.
How worried everyone is about being able to get a fucking table at the hot fucking joint.
Who's going to see you there? What you're going to eat. And his excuse for everything throughout the movie, I didn't realize until recently that he says it so many times, but he's always returning videotapes.
That's my favorite thing about that movie. I have to return some videotapes.
Right? That's an actual reason for him to end a meeting with. And William Dafoe is great in everything.
As the cop?
He's in. Yeah.
So, okay. Christian Bale plays the American Psycho. And he's, young, rich, 80s yuppie. And he's a fucking psycho. He kills people. And he does it different every time, is really what I liked a lot about it.
It seemed like he worked up. He killed that bum in the alley. Which, got his taste going for it.
I don't think that was the first time he killed someone.
You don't think?
Nope.
It's hard to say.
I don't. I think he might not even remember. He's fucking he is fucking crazy as shit for one thing.
I'm still dying to know what he did to those hookers.
Oh, right.
They left in a hurry, took their money, said that they needed to go to an emergency room. He was heating up a coat hanger at the end of the scene.
He liked to hurt people for sure.
And it was so weird watching him while he was fucking. He's
looking at himself
in the mirror,
looking
at his muscles, And
he was checking himself out. He was
masturbating to himself.
He thought he was such a stud. He was,
right?
and he was more impressed with himself than with anything.
Right.
You know, like he was turning himself into a work of art is what he was doing.
And he just lost control of himself at one point.
Oh, completely.
And I'm still dying to know, like, if you've ever used a chainsaw,
you
have to hold the trigger for a chainsaw to spin.
That motherfucker.
When he dropped that chainsaw down the stairs, that scene still bugs the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Running around butt naked in tennis shoes and a fucking chainsaw was awesome.
He's running around naked.
Dropping it.
In tennis shoes, covered in blood, with a chainsaw, like laughing and screaming.
The most ridiculous happy face you've ever seen.
He was elated. Like that was him. He was so high in that moment. Like that's what he lived for. That was like the ultimate
moment. Yeah,
like his moment. I'm naked, covered in blood, with a chainsaw, screaming and chasing another one. And that bitch is gonna fucking get it.
After he was just going down on that other girl and
came up with a face full of fucking blood. Like, what did he do to her?
And meat.
Oh man, that's a fucked up movie. I remember that's one of those movies that I didn't see for a while, for like a few years. It was like one of those word of mouth. You gotta see American Psycho. Remember when everyone talking about American Psycho?
Yeah, I saw it right off the get. It was one of those things where I wanted to see what lies underneath the suit and tie. You know, I was intrigued by it because I think everybody's got a dark side.
You like the real monsters. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Men are the real monsters.
Exactly.
You know, and you like those movies.
I'm way more scared of man than I am creature.
Like The Hitcher.
Dude, terrifying motherfucker.
You know?
That guy. He seemed to have no reason or purpose. It was a fucking scary movie.
It's just like a force of nature.
He was just out to fucking wreak
just
havoc.
Came out of nowhere.
He was like a person named Anarchy. It was that was
magic.
Yeah, I do. And you, on the other hand, like everything that's...
I like monsters and shit. Yeah. I'm a monster guy for sure. But that's not to say that I don't appreciate the real monsters.
And I'm still convinced there might be something under my bed. So I don't rule out monsters.
Well, that's why I enjoy them. I'm not, I don't watch Aliens because I think, there's xenomorphs out there.
I think there's aliens.
That's a whole other conversation.
Right.
Let me think. What was it about American Psycho that I really liked? I guess
I'm trying to remember too.
I guess it was, a lot of it had to do with the time period, the 80s, and that, like, Wall Street, like, literally, like, Charlie Sheen.
Totally.
That movie.
Like, it would have been great if they would have bumped into each other in a bathroom doing coke.
It was like that.
Like, remember with the scene where they're, like, arguing with the dude in the next stall? He's like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to do drugs over here.
That's right.
That would have been great if that would have been Charlie Sheen.
That was Charlie Sheen.
Right? They just look over the wall.
Loved you in Wall Street.
Right. My dad's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
That whole vibe of that movie was... It was weird. Like even when he ordered the drink and the lady turns around and he's like looking at her in the mirror, but he's like, I just want to fucking punch your face and slice your skin off. And you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
This guy's tilted. You know, from the get, they let you know he's not.
And how it ends with...
And the chrome axe. We were talking about it, but I don't think we were recording.
What was it?
That fucking chrome axe. That is the weirdest thing ever.
The silver axe that he kills
interesting
Jared Leto
device. With. Yeah.
What's with all the newspaper?
Holding like a gas-powered nail gun too, which I thought was a great one.
Yeah, he didn't use that actually.
Yeah,
his secretary. He almost did her. It was like, I like you. I don't want. You're a good person. I can't bring myself to kill you.
Even though he berated her every chance he got, he was a prick to her. But
he was horrible to his secretary.
She dressed up, and he's like, "You might want to change before we go out."
I love when she finds his date book. And it's
like him cutting her up and calling her a bitch and full of like weird
and degrading her and shit. It was fucking fucked up. She was like, "Holy shit, my boss is fucking nuts."
He was fucking nuts.
Oh, but the ending, how it ends, man, with him doing all this shit and finally all catching up to him, right?
Right.
And it's just all gone. The bodies are gone. The blood's been cleaned up.
He's yelling at that dude.
Happened?
I left you a fucking message. I killed him. He's like, dude, I had fucking dinner with him in London a week ago.
He's like, you know what? It's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop. And Patrick Bateman, Christian Bale, is just he knows he did all these things. He killed all these people, or did he?
Right.
He's fucking nuts. He's like, is my fantasy?
And half the people still aren't associating him with being Bateman. Even they're like,
is he even?
You sound like that pussy Bateman. He's like, I am fucking Bateman.
Right. Right. By the end of the movie,
he's just unchanged.
All of a sudden, we're questioning whether or not he's even done any of this shit.
Right.
He might not be Patrick Bateman.
His girlfriend is Reese Witherspoon, right?
Right? Yes.
Yeah. And she's like all
he dumps
Xanaxed
her.
up. And, yeah, she's having an affair with his buddy, and yeah.
Well, they're all fucking each other.
Yeah, she starts crying because she thought they were getting married.
He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I can't marry someone."
Right?
I don't even know what
I'm in
you
love
are.
with myself.
God, I want to pull out your intestines right now and wrap them around your fucking face so you can smell your own shit. Like that, and that's honestly, that's what he is. Like, he's a total fucking psycho. Yeah,
right.
He definitely goes a lot for. He's a psycho. He
takes that next step that most people don't. I think a lot of people think about that stuff, but it.
Yeah, I do. I think they do. I think I don't. I don't. Man, I don't like getting
like
inside
you've never
people's
randomly
bodies.
Just thought something silly.
Oh, I think weird shit all the time. Do I want to do it to them?
Well,
I don't want to be that person. You know what I mean? I can't be I don't know. No, there have been some pretty bad people, I think, in my life. Yeah. No, I take that back.
I think it's more random.
I take that back. I do. Oh, it's random for you?
Like the last time I got a pizza delivery, like this person literally did nothing to me. Yeah. And I was like, I wonder what they'd do if I just cranked them in the face. Just pow! Across my gate.
That's interesting.
And then I was like, wow, you're fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
And I fucking tipped
well,
him
see, at
and
least
took
you
my
recognize
pizza.
it.
Yeah, totally. You're
like, wow, that's fucked up. Why would I want to punch this poor pizza kid?
Exactly.
He's all poor.
They're not kids anymore. They're like 50-year-olds.
They're our age, man. Or older.
Or
I'm
older,
like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I need extra money. I got to pay that mortgage. American dream.
Right? It's got a Domino's logo on it. It's got a Pizza Hut logo on it. It's an Uber, a Lyft.
Fuck me. Guys my dad's age are driving around delivering pizzas after they get home from work. What the fuck?
Because our grandpas didn't instill retirement plans and 401k.
Was it really our grandpa's fault? I think it's our dad's fault. Well, not our dad specifically, but that, the baby boom generation. I think they're the ones that have really kind of shredded the system. I think the World War II generation, I don't know, man, they were some go-getters, dude.
For sure, that's what I mean. Like, our grandpas forgot to tell our dads, and our dads didn't.
Bad parenting, huh?
Yeah,
they were too busy making the country awesome.
Exactly, like
they didn't.
Like my parents taught us all about credit cards, not retirement plans. It's fucking goddamn it. Oh yeah, we talk about movies.
Yeah, we talk about
peanut gallery again over there.
So
yeah, Patrick Bateman became Batman.
I don't like him as Batman.
No?
Nope. I don't like a lot of cinematic Batmans. The last one I liked was Michael Keaton.
So, the person who made this movie, American Psycho?
Yeah.
They made another movie, and I was going to check it out, but I didn't.
Really? What's it called?
Notorious Betty Page.
No fucking way. See, look at me writing it down right now.
Yeah, I had it on my notes here that I was going to check it out before we did this. And,
I can't even talk right. I'm a big Betty Page.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was surprised that somehow word of mouth hadn't filtered down to me.
So, do you know what kind of movie this is?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, literally, I wrote it down in my notes.
Docudrama?
Peanut Gallery knows.
You do?
Yeah.
Tell us about it later.
It is definitely worth checking out, though? Okay.
We will check it out.
So I'm going to check it out. Because I'm interested to see something else from that
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
what
lady.
Was his name?
Sure.
You know? You're not sure?
I want to say Mary Herron.
Okay. Oh, it was a woman.
No. Yeah.
You know what? I would believe that a woman made American Psycho. For fucking sure. Garrett,
Do tell.
I can totally. I don't know. I just see a woman's hands on that. I do. I can see that. Yeah.
I want to say it was. I think it was a woman.
For sure.
Don't quote me on that.
I grew up.
I'm pretty sure.
When I grew up, when I was growing up, I remember Swing Kids, and that being the first thing that Christian Bale like girls like talking about Christian, like he's the most beautiful thing ever. Fucking Christian Bale. And it was Swing Kids.
I didn't even know he was in it.
Do you know the movie?
No, I don't know anything about it.
It's about...
I'm too old for that shit.
It's... No. This was 90s, or very early 90s.
When I was listening to Slayer and had really long hair.
So was I. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. No. Don't fight it. Just
don't fight it.
It's great because it's about Nazis. It's about...
It's great because it's
Nazis are like the best villain ever.
They are.
Dead
snow.
Says Indiana Jones, you know.
Dude, right? Fortune and Glory.
Yes. See, now I just want to go watch Indiana Jones. Right. What's your favorite Indiana Jones?
Oh shit.
Out of the 4. Let's just say out of the 3. Don't fucking do that to yourself. Out of the 3. The first.
It's always Temple of Doom. It's always
Temple of Doom.
Yeah, because it was so dark. Yeah.
I had a Temple of Doom lunchbox, metal lunchbox.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, with like the 3-dimensional blobby, sides.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking rad.
Nice.
Dinged a dog with it.
That's Empire Strikes Back.
My weapon box.
And before that, I was Flintstones.
So
Jetsons. I don't know.
So Empire was a sequel. Temple was a sequel. Actually, a prequel.
I like Jaws 2 better.
Do you know that Temple of Doom is a prequel? It takes place before Raiders of the Lost Ark. Year-wise. Look it up. It's bizarre. Okay. It takes place like if Raiders of the Lost Ark takes place in 1942.
Nice.
Temple of Doom takes place like 1938 or something.
And you find this out from the British government that's having dinner?
No, I just read it somewhere. No. I totally didn't pick it up.
Comic book nerd shit?
Oh, I would... Would I call it comic book nerd shit? It's Indiana Jones, man. You gotta respect Indiana Jones, dude.
And that's how we end this Psycho episode. You gotta respect Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you do.
Alright, until next time. Thanks for listening.
Fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory. Just pause it.